Well, I mean, might not necessarily agree with my assessment after this game, but I feel like you guys match up pretty well with the Lynx. Just wanted to get your thoughts, just on maybe what in this matchup didn't go well for you guys.
Yeah, I think that things kind of just slipped away from us in that second quarter. I think we've shown in the last three matchups against them that we can, that we can compete. I think that uh, today, kind of the end of that first half and the start of that second half, things snowballed in a way that just put us in a hole that was too deep to dig out of as the game went on. So um, it was one of those games.
And then Kia mentioned, and they both players are very, forthright, and just the fact that they understand the urgency of the situation. Is that just kind of like in the tenor of the message of the team?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been there's always a balance in the fine line between panicking and between urgency, and I think that there's still a lot of games left to play and to right the ship, and so there needs to be urgency from that standpoint. I think that when you get into panic mode, you start getting out of character, and I think that we just have to understand the difference between the two, um, and again have that urgency so that we don't let games like this slip away.
And there were some positives earlier in the game. The ball was moving well. I thought that was some good flow. Is that kind of some of the things that you kind of point to, just in the areas of opportunity versus like the things that you feel like the team is doing well?
Yeah, I think when sometimes both sides of the ball go hand in hand. When you struggle to score, puts a lot of pressure on your defense and vice versa. And I think today was a little bit of that. We just after that first quarter, we struggled to get anything easy. Um, and then that put a lot of pressure on our transition defense and our half court defense at times. And so it was all kind of on us in terms of understanding, we knew what the pressure they were going to bring. Um, and we didn't handle it very well again today.
Then I have one on Maddie. Obviously, she's been very patient and been waiting for an opportunity. And as of late, we've seen just the improvement in the progression of her game.
Yeah.
Obviously, just what were some of your thoughts from her play tonight?
I thought she competed really well today. I think that her and Haley have been thrown in some tough situations throughout this season, whether it was via injury or what have you. And but I think that they've adjusted as well as they could have, and they both played pretty good minutes today and held their own. I think that again it can't all be um, their progress can't all be gauged in one or two games. I think you got to take the totality of what they've been able to do in the minutes they've been allotted throughout the season. And I think they've had solid rookie seasons thus far. So it's a continuing growth for them, continuing learning experiences for them. They'll be better for it, and continue to see them get minutes moving forward.
Was there any way that you felt the absence of Ariel, like what you saw out there?
Sure, Ariel gives us a sense of athleticism and downhill capabilities that we certainly miss. But at the same time, I think that we've learned how to step up in certain moments when other players have been absent, whether it's an injury or Camilla leaving or what have you. And so there's just times throughout the game where we got to continue to show the poise in the fight when things start to feel like they're slipping away. And I thought that at times throughout this season, we've been pretty good at that and other times not so. So, again, we got to channel the, 2 or 3 weeks going into the break. We got to channel that team again here in the coming weeks because these games are going to continue to come fast. We got Seattle Thursday and Indiana on Sunday. So it's one at a time, but we got to continue to, kind of have a short memory from this one, but also understanding what the urgency level is needed for the next one.
There's just one on Camila, like it feels like she hasn't maybe quite since coming back from Brazil. She didn't like snap back to exactly how she was kind of trending before. What kind of conversations have you had with her? What do you kind of see?
Yeah, I don't think that it's just been a Camilla thing. I think it's kind of been a team thing, so to speak. I think that her first game back was against Minnesota at home when we pulled that one out, and then the second Minnesota game or the third Minnesota game, we gave a good effort, and then we were all kind of out of sorts against Atlanta. So I think it's been a group, kind of thing of finding that rhythm again. Um, and I think we can. We just got to be all committed to it.
You
Well,
used, so you used the lineup, I believe it was Will, and Maddie. There might have been, I can't remember the third person, but it was a lineup that you used going against the Minnesota when they kind of went small.
Mhm.
What did you like about that lineup just in that moment?
Yeah, we used Maddie in a couple different situations tonight. She was, she played the 4 with E and with Camilla at times, and then she played the 3 at times with today, which was her first time in that position in a game scenario, and so some of that is just due to sheer numbers and needing to fill bodies, but we wanted to play big at times tonight, and then kind of match them with size at times as well. But it was trying to find some rhythm and consistency throughout the game. And at times we had it, at times we didn't. We just struggled to get it clicking on both sides tonight.
Go to Carly on Zoom.
Hey, Coach Marsh, turnovers have been just a theme all season. This is the most turnovers you guys have given up since June 17th, where you gave up 25. What is it that you can really pinpoint? When we asked players earlier, they said it's just when there's stagnation offensively is when the ball gets turned over. Would you agree with that assessment, or do you think there's other things that are contributing to the high turnover rate that's been occurring here the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I don't think the turnovers are just something that you can place blame on one person for. I think it's a total team thing. I think that at times too many tonight. We talk all the time about not leaving people on an island, and I thought too many times that's kind of where that stagnation came from, where there was just too many eyes on the ball handler and not enough movement and trying to create space. And that led to some late clock situations, and whether it caused us to force up some out of rhythm shots or causes to turn it over. But and then I think we've been pretty good at that in the last few weeks, and today it wasn't that. And so we just got to be all committed again to helping each other, to being able to create space, whether that's through cutting or screening, and we just got to do a better job of handling the pressure.